right, so I'm back. So I think one of the biggest like takeaways or like lessons that I learned or have learned about this situation is this. It's just that first and foremost you gotta take care of yourself. And there granted, there's nothing wrong with, being in love or 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 having feelings and emotions, but at the end of the day, you have to make sure that you are protecting yourself in the aspect of liability and in the aspect of your assets too, because who wants to put time and energy in something where there's no benefits or like there's not gonna be no gain, like you don't have nothing to show for it. See what I'm saying? So you're walking away from a situation with, so granted, it's not about materialism and material things, but at the same time, you still gotta take care of yourself as well. Because it's just a hard lesson learned at the end of the day. But I believe and I know at the same time, when I look at the Tina Turner situation and how she was able to build that fame and create a name and a brand, and basically only in name alone that she was able to walk away from that situation, and I salute her and got back a thousand times more. And so everything happens for a reason. And so now going forward, I now understand why the importance for me, the importance of why it's important to have different spending habits. I know that God, through my faith and through the things that my faith has shown me, it's going to add that 10 times more as I stay focused on my education and on doing the things that I must do for me. Know that all those things are going to be added back. Like Joe, it's only a test, but it's a lesson learned. And so you can't regret it, because when you allow yourself to tap into that space of regret or anger and all of those things, then that blocks your focus. And that hinders you from moving forward. And so you just got to keep on walking in your faith. And so that's the first part. And the second part is this, is that oftentimes we hear that saying that people grow apart. And I had to check myself on that saying, because the reality is that I don't think it's so much that people grow apart as a lot of people fail to have that conversation on where they're at and what it is that what direction that they're going in. And we see that like played out a lot, actually. You know what I mean? One partner wants a child, another person don't. One partner wants to purchase a home, and the other partner doesn't. One partner wants this thing, and another partner. And so, but where there's a lack of, it put emphasis on the fact of why communication is very important when it comes to relationships. Communication is very important when it comes to relationships. And it's essential because we'll find ourselves hurt or feeling some type of way when it goes against what it is that we want, and then the other person rejects it. See what I'm saying? So we can't be mad if we have that conversation. See what I'm saying? So again, the lesson learned, or the takeaway from that is that you have to communicate. You have to have that ability to communicate, and not just communicate or whatever, but just land out, okay, what is our game plan? And having an understanding too, because you also have to make sure that, as in anything, if it's a business relationship or if it's an intimate relationship, you have to have that understanding. I can say for business, right, that the understanding is this, that if you generate and if you make money for a business location or for business, the benefit from that is that you get a paycheck. The benefit from that is that it guarantees you to line your pockets, and it guarantees you a particular lifestyle. Okay, when you fail to do that, or when you're not able to do that, then I'm sure that contract that contract has to be renegotiated. That's how it works. And so in relationships as well, looking forward and looking beyond, I know some of the things that send out or will send out specifically for me is love first and foremost. On that list or on that pyramid is communication. You must have communications. You must be able to express yourself, and you must be able to be who you are. You know what I mean? And then trust. You know what I mean? So depending on the venture or what it is that you're doing, you must have trust and have a relationship with yourself first and foremost. I was reading an ebook several weeks ago, and the title of it was "No More Mr. Nice Guy," and it hit on a couple points going into it that I had already spoken on. That being that the fact that your mate and your partner is not responsible for your emotional state. I'm gonna say that again for the folks that's talking back in the back. Your mood, your emotions, and your emotional state. Your partner, your mate, your wife, your husband, is not responsible for your emotional state. And so that comes from having a understanding of self and dealing with self, because it has a way to create a toxic relationship. And so I can say for myself, with just growing up and just witnessing that firsthand on how one person there was always a whole host of different emotions, and then the other person's left trying to put out the fires, and this person being that, and that's not healthy. And so we are responsible for our own emotional state and health and balance, really. You know what I mean? And then the third is just respect. You must have respect for each other. I'm gonna say that again for the folks up there in the bleachers. You must have respect for each other, because where there is a lack of respect, then that's not gonna be healthy. That's not gonna be productive. And then that falls in line with just, what is your understanding? Like, what is your understanding of what a relationship consists of? What is a relationship to you? You know what I mean? So it's a give and take. But if one person's only gaining, or if one person's only taking, then that's not, according to my understanding today. And what have been my understanding is that you have to have that respect for the other person, and respect and love go hand in hand and whatever. And so now, as I know what it is that I need, not want, but what I need as a person and as a man today is love, that support, because you should never assume that the other person knows that. That love, that support, and then communication, most definitely. And again, like, not going into this thing as a mind reader or assuming or guessing. That's too much work. And so we're working together for the benefit of us. And so any action is for the benefit of us. And so we want to make sure that both people are are benefiting. Like both people are happy and to care enough that when that's off, or when those needs are not being met, that that we can have that conversation, or that conversation can be had so that the relationship can stay healthy. And so yeah. So that's with the ability today of not harboring or not holding on to anything really, you know what I mean, but having an understanding by the grace, to just know that it's gonna be all right. It's gonna be all right. And so, thank you for watching. You can share your thoughts and your opinion in the comment section below. And so, take care of yourself. We must take care of ourselves at the end of the day, and that's what it's about. And just making sure that we all have that right to have that peace of mind, that we all have that right to keep and maintain the balance, and to find love and find people who love and support and respects us, and with that, I'm gonna end it. Thank you for watching.